My name is Antonia Kattos. I'm a second year undergraduate at the University of Sheffield and I study English literature. Um, the reason I chose the School of English at the University of Sheffield, um, well, there's a lot of reasons why I chose the university in the first place. I really like its ethos. It's very collaborative um, and collective. You work with the academics rather than them teaching you. It's not so much didactic and sort of there's more of a democratic relationship between students and academics, which I really like and appreciate. I also feel safe here, being an international student, being away from home. I find that it's important for me to feel safe where I am. So if I go to the English reception, for example, and I have some sort of issue or I need an extenuation for a deadline, I feel like I can get that very understanding and humane. The city is very safe, low crime rate. We love that. Very green. I really like the outdoors. I'm not a city girl, so that's that. And I also like that although it's large enough to be interesting and there are concerts, all sorts of events, it's small enough so that it's practical to move around. The living cost is is good, is not too expensive, so that's important when you're a student. Um, and I really like that it's international in the sense that you'll meet people from all over the world here. Really, why did I choose my degree program? Um, I chose my degree program because it gives us a historical, cultural, and social overview of how literature in English in England developed. So you sort of see the whole development of that, which is very interesting. I find that studying creative writing, film, theater modules um, help you realize the scope and the vastness of literature and that there are so many mediums available. It also allows students to create their own literature and receive feedback in a very friendly environment. And it also challenges you and prepares you for writing on different things, different methods, different theories. So, for example, a single text could be examined from different perspectives, from Marxism, feminism, gender and queer theory, and so on. Well, since I'm particularly interested in post colonial studies and intersectional feminism, in my first year, I took a module called Early American Literature, and I produced an essay that examined how race influences experiences of motherhood, which was very interesting. And this year in Theory and Literary Criticism, I examined intersectional feminism and was partly assessed by a presentation I produced with my fellow course mates on different forms of subalternity. And I personally focused on how intersex people are never represented in the media and how that is a form of subalternity, which is very interesting to me. Um, I have, as I said, my areas of interest are feminism, colonialism, post colonialism, and representations of otherness. Um, I've managed to build my degree around them up until now. I try. Sometimes um, you can't because you have core modules. So, but the core modules definitely help um, develop the skills you need for your areas of interest. So they're not just useless modules; they're very important. So I get why they're there. There's a um, as far as optional modules are concerned, there's a vast choice of modules, literally for everything and anything anyone can think of. I really like that independent research is encouraged. but at the same time, you learn to work with other people through presentations and projects and stuff like that. So, in terms of the skills that I've acquired, of written and oral communication are obvious since I study language. Presentation skills, you learn to collaborate, you learn to work independently. And the thing I really like about English literature in particular is that you learn to be responsible and accountable for what you do. So the fact that you work independently means that you have to be responsible for yourself, which is something I like, that sort of self-discipline. What I wish to do in the future. Okay, so I write myself. I hope to make a living out of writing myself, but that's a dream still. So I would either resolve to go. Well, I would want to work in a publishing company and or academia. I'd like to do both of those things. So my degree directly relates to the study of books, which as an editor is important knowledge to have. Written expression, independent research, and editing are skills we acquire inevitably through this degree program. What is it like being a student in Sheffield? Well, it's nice being a student in Sheffield. It's really nice. It's very multicultural. You meet people even from your own background, people from different backgrounds. There's a lot going on, a lot of events. If you're not a fan of the nightlife, because I'm not a fan of the nightlife, there's a lot of option. Other than that, cat cafes. We love a cat cafe. We have a lot of parks. You know, when it's sunny, it's really nice to go to parks. I love parks. We also have the Peak District, which is beautiful. So that's that. The obvious downside is that as an international student, I do miss my family quite a bit, but I've managed to create my own little family here, so it's not that bad anymore. What do I enjoy about literature? If I had to put it in a single sentence, I really like that a single book is sort of immortalizes part of someone's consciousness. So you could open a book and read something written by someone 400 years ago, and for that moment you're reading a single sentence, you're in that person's mind, which I find fascinating. So cool. And if I'm writing a dissertation, I hope and I wish I do. I am planning on writing a dissertation, as scary as that may be. And I definitely would want to write about feminism, postcolonialism, modernist writers such as Oscar Wilde and Virginia Woolf are sort of my areas of interest. So I'm still working on trying to figure out how I will kind of marry everything together. But that's all right because I'm still in second year.